I'm joined here today by Bubba Jenkins, who we found out earlier today had signed with the PFL. First of all, man, congratulations. Thank you for joining me. How are you?
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I'm good, man. God is always good. Woke me up, and I'm in my right mind. So I'm excited about the future. And yeah, man, the PFL signing, my phone's been blowing up, so I'm pretty excited about it all.
All right, so talk to me a little bit about how this PFL signing came together. I assume your management had a big part in it. I mean, you must have talked about a lot of people. Tell me a little bit about how it happened.
Yeah, man, the PFL signing came together by Ali, seeing the competition, seeing the type of champion that I am, and yeah, them giving away checks to Lance Palmer for the last 2 years isn't really in the business model. So we decided to get together, me and Ali, and start heading towards the PFL direct. Um, Me and Ali have had a good relationship over the years, and he finally was, in the right mind to say, you know what, Bubba J, I like what you're doing. I like the bad man movement. I like the bad man lifestyle, and I want to be a part. So me and Ali got together, and Ali Abdelaziz and Team Dominance partnered with Mr. Jenkins and the Badman crew, and now we're headed to the PFL to try to collect these checks.
And if I'm not mistaken, you were at the Dominance Media Day a few days ago, right?
Well, I'm a Dominance athlete, so I've been at two of them.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, I'm signed with Ali and the Dominance team and the rest of the guys on the roster. So yeah, I've been at the last two Dominance Media Days, and they're pretty exciting, and it's a who's who in the face of MMA, and they're always usually good events. Ali Abdelaziz is he's the man. He's one of the few in the game that really gets it, and it's good to be a part of the team.
And so was it difficult at that last media day? I assume you wanted to talk about the PFL stuff, but maybe PFL, like you weren't allowed to talk about it. I mean, how was that?
Well, I don't know if I wasn't allowed to talk about it. No one told me anything, so I just
Right.
really kind of played on the side of caution. Um,
Yeah.
and I truly, when I get the green light to to speak on certain things, then I'll speak on. But until people start calling my name or start calling me out or things like that, I stay quiet and
And so you mentioned Lance Palmer. I think it's fair to say there's a sort of rivalry there. At what point did he catch your eye in PFL, and did you think, like, I need to step in there and do something about it?
Well, Palmer was a friend of mine, is a friend of mine, and was a peer. I mean, we grew up together in the sport of wrestling. So he wrestled for Penn State. I mean, he wrestled for Ohio State, while I wrestled for Penn State. Therefore, having that naturally built-in rivalry in the Big Ten, and the matches most of the matches going the way that I had planned on them going. Um, he always caught my eye. Every 45er, every small 55er, every big 35er, they all have my eye. I'm not a sprinter in the front of the race looking back, but I am understanding that, I don't like to be caught off guard. I don't like to have a nobody come out of nowhere and actually have some substance and be somebody. Um, I'm one that knows who I am, as well as the people who I'm going against. I'm a big understanding of the book, The Art of War, and to truly gain that knowledge in war is what we're doing. To gain that knowledge, you have to know self and your opponent, and him being the champion 2 times over is definitely something that catches my eye. But the fact that it's $1 million every time he wins
Right.
also motivated me.
So you talked about motivating yourself. What was the biggest factor that made you sign with PFL? Was it the $1 million? I mean, I assume it's got to be a big part of it. But what was the big thing where you knew, like, yes, I definitely have to sign with PFL?
The biggest thing about signing with PFL is the stage that I get to be on. I do this fighting thing. I'm ambitious in the sense of wanting validation from man. I'm ambitious in the sense of the Lord's given me a call, and He's given me a mantle to run with Him. My ministry is fighting. The more people that can see me fight and hear me speak about, the things that I've been through, speak about my testimony, speak about how, the true and living King just gives us grace and mercy. That's my biggest platform. That's my biggest sell. I don't come on here to be a preacher. You guys will see me knock people out. Like you'll see me lay people straight like I don't believe in anything. But it's truly a ministry of mine, and it's truly to get the limelight off of me and the light on the whole reason I breathe, the whole reason we do this. So the PFL, the money is great, and having similar opponents and foes is also good, and knowing the names of the fighters and stuff like that is pretty cool. And having validation and being validated is, something that comes with the territory, but it is not my focus, no.
When PFL first came along, they sort of introduced this new format. Like, we're going to do things like an NBA season, like an NFL season. What do you think about that? Because now you know when you're going to be fighting, and you have an idea when you won't be fighting. What did you think about this unique format?
I think it's awesome, man. To start to see the mixed martial arts game go in the direction of the professional leagues that are here in America, it's only going to bring more notoriety to the sport. It's only going to bring more understanding sport. And when you finally get those athletes like myself who not only know how to fight but know how to speak about fighting and speak about what they're doing, then you'll start to get the fans in the stands. And I believe the format that we have will definitely start to compete with some of the other organizations.
And you mentioned you're someone that looks ahead to the people in front of you. You got to catch those people and everything. Is Lance Palmer the only name that really interests you, or have there other people that caught your eye at 145?
The entire roster interests me. The entire roster. From the guys you don't know to the guys like Kennedy, Palmer's, Gilpin's, the guys that I don't even know their name, the one that popped for roids, the
Right.
ones that are mentally weak, the ones that are physically strong, all of them. If you are within the vicinity of 145 pounds, I got my eye on you, and they all interest me. There is not one that doesn't interest me.
And so how have these last few years been for you? Because we know you were with Bellator for a long time, then you signed with ACB. We saw you also with Brave. How were these past couple of years for you?
It's been amazing. I've been championed. I've been treated like I've given to the sport. There are some organizations, and I won't mention their names, that they have their ways about them, and they care nothing. They care nothing for the fighters. And us as fighters, we got to change that. And I decided to take a hiatus. I decided to go overseas in order to regain some of that power back of really getting my say things and really getting, my position to be won. And sometimes you got to go the long route to get that. But I'm not willing to allow the organization, while I'm winning and doing everything that they've asked of me, I'm not willing to allow them to make me take steps back. And that was what was going on in some of the organizations. So in my prime, in the beginning of, what I felt like the prime of my career, which my prime is going to last a while. So I don't know the due date on other people's primes, but my prime was then and still is now. So basically, in the heart of my career, I was being set down for way too often, and I just felt like I needed to do more and get more out of the sport that I'm giving so much to. So, I decided to go to one of the fastest growing organizations in the world. It travels around the world, which I really, really appreciated. And I was excited to become their champion and represent America in such a global organization. So I gained a lot of fans in the Middle East. I gained a lot of fans when I went to ACB or ACA, whatever they want to call it. And I'm proven, some people get the position that they get by, knowing who they know. I actually went the long route. There was no elevator to my position. I did not get placed from a helicopter onto the spot that I'm on. I worked, I climbed, and I fought my way to where I am. And those who see me coming know that my climb is real. My climb isn't one that has carried me because of my talent to speak. My climb is a real, legitimate, substance-built climb that has a lot of experience behind it in everything.
Well, 100%. I definitely agree with a lot of that. I mean, it seems like you did really take like a difficult path to get here, but you're here now. You're with PFL. Does it light a new motivation for you in this new organization? You've got $1 million if you can get through everyone. You've got these big names like you mentioned, Lance Palmer. Does it light a new motivation for you having this new challenge?
I'm always motivated, man. I'm one of those guys that is self-motivated. Yeah, truly, the names, the money, all that good stuff. It keeps me training hard. But bro, I'm in it to win it. I'm motivated at all times. You won't ever find me seeking, and I'm not inspirational to those who hear me, and I'm not motivational to those who see me as well as myself. I motivate myself, and that's where I stand. I will not be tricked into believing that this is an easy fight or that's an easy fight, or the $1 million dangled at the end of the year. It's one at a time. Stay motivated, stay focused, stay humble, and continue to know these are the steps that are guided by a righteous man because of the way he serves.
All right, that being said, I have just one more for you. We mentioned Lance Palmer off the top and everything, but is there someone that you're really hoping to meet at some point in the tournament or at some point in the season? Are there names that you really have your heart set on that you hope that you'll face?
Yeah, the blue corner of the final fight. I'm interested in whoever's in the blue corner for the Madison Square Garden New Year's Eve $1 million fight. That's the only person I care mostly about. Every person I can get to, every person I'm focused on. But if you're going to ask me what name, it ain't no name. It's the man that sits in that position. That's the guy I want. But whoever can get it first, man, I don't care where they seed me. I don't care if they seed me. I feel like I'm the number one guy in the bracket. Therefore, put me in the pigtails, put me in the first round, put me against the champion. To me, I'm climbing, baby, and anyone in my way is getting ran over.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on signing with PFL, man. It's good to see you get with this organization, and we look forward to seeing what's going to happen.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you for having me, and thanks again. You were the first interview for my PFL career. Don't you forget it.
There we go. That's something special. I won't forget it. Hopefully, you won't forget it.